Hi, my name's Dave Chessum from Flitwick. In February of 2009, I got diagnosed with esophageal cancer. The news came out of the blue. I thought that I was going to get a month's supply of Gaviscon, but instead they told me that we had a tumour just sitting above my stomach, and it was cancer. In June of that year, we went into hospital and had the esophagus removed and also my left kidney. They took my left kidney out at the time because they just thought it was of a weird shape, but it did turn out to be that it had cancer as well. We then set about getting over that problem. We were 6 months, 9 months on, and I was almost back to an 80%, 90% fitness level again. In the following years, I became very positive about how I had got over the problem and was more interested in helping other people to come to grips with their cancer problems, and got involved with 1 or 2 support groups. And then in 2013, I was told that we had got another tumour which had grown where my left kidney had been, which was a bit of a blow. But again, it was positive, and we went on to getting that removed. That was a success. Unfortunately, after that, about 12 months, we had a scan and we had got some lymph nodes doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So we've had to be on medication now for the last 3 years, 4 years. There's no operation that can be done. But my attitude, my positive attitude towards all this has never waned. It's always been, we will overcome this. I think my motto is never give up. One of the first drugs that I was put onto was everolimus. That came with a fairly heavy lot of side effects, which became a little bit uncomfortable. Hands, feet sore, a little bit in the early stages of taking it, a sore mouth, loss of taste in the mouth, but also one of the more off-putting side effects was you got severe diarrhea, which was almost uncontrollable, but you've got to keep taking the drug, so you get used to that. And then as you are more and more down the line with taking the drug, certain areas become less of a problem. And then we went on to axitinib, which was another fairly newish drug. And when I was on that, the side effects became slightly less. Again, the more evident ones were the feet sore and severe diarrhea, and not being able to predict when one needed to go to the toilet. That in itself became a sort of an antisocial thing, because you suddenly think, I can't go out for a meal because I don't know when this is going to kick off. And so your lifestyle has to have a little bit of a moderation for a bit. Whilst I was on axitinib, I had an unfortunate situation where I had a stroke, came out of nowhere, and I was hospitalised for 3 weeks, and of course they had to stop the axitinib, because axitinib at that point in time was affecting my blood pressure, and we couldn't let the blood pressure get too high, because it could have sparked off a second stroke, which could have been even worse than the first one. So unfortunately we had a lapse of nearly 13 weeks with absolutely no cancer treatment whatsoever. So after about 13 weeks we had a scan, and unfortunately we couldn't delay any longer treating the cancer, so we had to go back on to axitinib, monitor my blood pressure very, very carefully, and eventually the situation arose where we were being given the highest amount of axitinib that I could tolerate without having to have the fear of sparking off another stroke. But those 13 weeks with nothing set me back a little bit, and I think that we've never really actually caught up with the cancer. Now that that drug has ceased to become effective, we were 5 months ago contacted from Addenbrooke's, and there was a new drug coming on the market, which they were hoping that they would get and I would get, which did happen, cabozantinib, and that has completely changed my social outlook, my well-being. The first thing that was very evident for me was when we got the first issue of drugs. The size of the drugs are so small that even somebody that probably had a problem taking pills, you certainly wouldn't have a problem taking these. They're so small that you can take 3 in one go. That, to start with, was a positive thing, and that was my one daily dose. 3 pills. I take them at 6:30 in the morning, as you have to have 2 hours before and an hour after without any food. So if you're taking them at 6:30, then I can stay in bed till 7, 8 o'clock and just come off, get up, and you've got your day free. You can eat and do what you like. The second biggest thing was the side effects. All of a sudden, my life wasn't being dictated to by where's the nearest toilet. That has almost virtually been eradicated. And so it was making me feel more positive and more relaxed that we were on a drug that I could tolerate a lot easier. So now we're playing catch up after the stroke scenario, and being aware of the blood pressure problems. We have not had a full run on cabozantinib, because after the first month we had to drop from 60 ml a day down to 40 ml a day. But we are now back on to full strength, with hopefully the availability of a scan in about another month, where we can hopefully see some results, as the last scan wasn't completely without, there was a small amount of growth, but bearing in mind we'd done 2 months on a lesser dose because of the stroke scenario. But now we're hoping we can run 2 months on full strength and have a scan at the end of that, which hopefully will show a lot better improvement in the treatment. So I hope this little film is helpful to people out there. It's certainly been a journey of ups and downs for me, but I am always been very positive, and being on this cabozantinib with its better quality of life and everything else, which makes me feel a lot much more positive. I hope that people out there, if you're on them, you go the same way as I do, that get a lot better quality of life and a good result from the treatment. Good luck to everybody, and thank you very much.